Hello folks, this is another video from the Crazy Angry Photographer here. I wanted to give you a free download. It's the works of Dr. Ananda Kitish Coomaraswamy. He was half Indian, half English. Spent much of his time in the United States. He was one of, if you think I've got a lot of camera gear, I mean, I've got at least 12 terabytes of books, and when it comes to philosophy, metaphysics, and the theory of art, there is nothing on the theory of art that has ever been written that still exists today that I haven't thumbed my fingers through. I mean, I've lived in libraries, and I've got one of the largest digital collections of books on earth outside of the Library of Congress and some small governments, and that's no exaggeration. Giving you my highest recommendation to A.K. Coomaraswamy. I'm going to give you a download link below so that you can download it's gonna be 4 books total. Right. Yeah, it's gonna be 4 books total regarding art theory. If you read these books and you aren't thoroughly enthralled by how intelligent and how illuminating they are as to the premise of ancient and modern premises of art, the true nature of what art and artifice is, then I will eat your freaking underwear. That kind of sounded kinky. My point is that there is nothing finer that exists. I own all. This gentleman knew 27 languages. Okay, he was put on the stamp of India, even though he moved to the United States a long time ago. He was head of the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston for many years, and he is unquestionably the supreme master who ever existed. That on art and art theory and what constitutes art and beauty. Now I'm going to give you a free download link to his works, and you say, well, maybe it's still copyrighted. No. His son, Dr. Coomaraswamy, who I was friends with back in 2003, granted me the rights to use all of his... This gentleman wrote so many thousands of articles and hundreds of books that they had to write a book after his death just listing all the books and articles that he wrote. He knew 27 languages, wrote over 100 books, and thousands of articles. He's one of the most intelligent people who ever existed in the past 200 years, and I'm so privileged that his son, Dr. Rama P. Coomaraswamy, who is a cardiac surgeon who died a few years past, he gave me and a publisher in Louisville. The only 2 people he granted the rights to his father's works to were me and that publisher. He said as long as I did not sell them and then I gave them away to people, that he gave me written full rights to all his father's works. And I want you to have the rights, I want you to have access to those works of his father. And if you aren't thoroughly enthralled, these are some pictures of Coomaraswamy. I've got letters from him. Of course, he died back in 1947. They weren't letters from him to me, obviously, but letters that his son gave to me. And that's his wife with his dog up in his cabin he built in Maine. He built by hand. If you read these works on his art theory, you will be more intelligent than the best art professor out there. You will be a god when it comes to the metaphysics and the premise of what constitutes genuine art. Not like, well, that's art. I'm talking about genuine, hardcore, what is art. I mean, if you aren't enthralled by his works, then I almost don't know what to say. I mean, it's kind of impossible to imagine anybody not liking his work. I said 27 languages, literally, he knew 27 languages, over 100 books, and thousands of articles, was put on the national stamp of India, and I am so privileged that I am one of only 2 people, the other was just a publisher, one of only 2 people that his son gave full rights to give away his father's work. So I have full permission to use all his works. Now, one of the 4 books is going to be Traditional Art and Symbolism. Selected letters. They're little short articles. They're very pithy. I can't stand hate! Life is short, so you're going to like this. I hate reading shit where I have to read 100 pages of nonsense to yank out 1 page of juicy information that is useful. It's like, aha, it took you 100 pages. Kind of like me flapping my lips too much in these videos, right? Well, his work isn't like that. Medieval Theory of Beauty, The Meeting of the Eyes, which has everything to do with photography. You know, you need to apply this to photography. The Meeting of the Eyes has to do with understanding what art is and what is being projected. The philosophy and medieval theory of art, you know, figure of speech, figure of thought. Most of these articles are about art. The symbolism, incredible books on symbolism. Here's another book called What is Civilization? However, it has nothing to do with civilization. That's just the title of the book, written by his son, Ananda. Read The Windows on the Soul. Has everything in the world to do with photography. Beauty, Light, and Sound. Read that. I mean, this is only an 8-page article. If you don't fall in love with these little articles, then there's something wrong with you, or I have just totally gone batshit crazy. People that know this gentleman, you know, he's a hidden gem that basically nobody's ever heard of, which makes no sense. I mean, he's on the national stamp of India, for Christ's sakes. Wrote over 100 books. 27 languages. He spent, you know, the last half of his life translating ancient Greek. You know, the first half of his life translating ancient Prakrit and Sanskrit, like I do. I translate all those languages too, but I mean, he knew so many more languages. I mean, he was just an absolute genius. Just an unquestionable savant genius, especially when it came to art theory. What is true art? What is the meaning of art, the interpretation of symbols, symbolism, mind and myth? If you don't fall in love with these works, then, you know, I would be extremely, extremely shocked. And here's an old article, and it's only 10 pages long, and it's kind of brown, but it's very old, and it's what beauty is. It's called Beauty is a State. He goes over what constitutes beauty. If you can't take a lunch break and scratch your crotch for 10 minutes and basically read this article or just fast scan through it, you know, and not absolutely fall in love with it and understand what beauty really is, then I would be very, very shocked. Like I said, I have the rights to all of these works, all of them. Here's another book I'm giving you, is Christian and Oriental Philosophy of Art, formerly titled Why Exhibit Works of Art? What is the Use of Art? What is Beauty and Truth? The Nature of Medieval Art? The Traditional Conceptions of Ideal Portraiture? I'm going to make it really quick here, since a lot of you don't like me flapping my lips so much, and but I wanted to give this to you in the spirit of what his son, Dr. Rama P. Coomaraswamy, used to be a cardiac surgeon. He's my friend, and he said he was so impressed with my intellect and my understanding of things. And, you know, I talked with him much, met him a few times. You know, he's since passed on, but I'm so happy that he gave me these works so I could give to you people. So look down below, and there's a download link to these 4 books in a single PDF, Adobe Acrobat. All you need is PDF Reader. The file size is 142 megabytes for all 4 books. Totally free, nothing of charge. Download it. All 4 books will be there. Stick it on your iPad or whatever. And if you don't follow, I mean, most of these are 8-page articles, roughly. So each book is a collection of little short articles, and you will have so much fun and intellectual pleasure in understanding the true meaning of what beauty and art is by someone who's studied it more intensely than anybody who's lived in the past many hundreds of years. And you think that's an exaggeration. It's not. The man knew 27 languages, was put on the stamp of India, even though he spent most of his life living here in the United States. And I guess that's basically it. I'm so glad to give this to you, and we'll have to thank out the late Rama P. Coomaraswamy, who sent me a lot of his father's letters and gave me the rights to his father's works to give them out. There obviously are a lot more books that he wrote than this, a lot, but they're related to Greek metaphysics and Indian metaphysics and specific things which aren't directly relevant to photography, so I had to hand select out these 4 books to give to you. Like I said, the link is down below. Get that, and you know, I hope you enjoy. I really do say this. It is impossible for you not to enjoy it. It really is. I mean, it's so intelligent, and it is so illuminating. You'll be unlike any other pathetic, awful, stinking, damn, despicable ideas that you've read on what is art and beauty. It will wipe everything else off the face of the map in your mind if you've read a few of these articles. So, This is the Angry Photographer giving you out free stuff. You should love it. And for the crazy Norwegian out there, here's a lovely Norwegian fjord. I'd love to visit this particular spot. Let me know what you think, and thank you so much. Bye.